Trey, my friend, good morning. Great to be with you.
So now over in the House, they've begun all these investigations, and Byron York in the Washington Examiner and on Fox News says the House Democrats have sent a message. The impeachment is on. Let me get your thoughts on that, Senator.
Well, I think that's probably right. I think on the Democratic side, this last election, they've unleashed the angriest demons in their party. And I think right now the extreme base of the Democratic Party is fueled by rage. They hate President Trump. And I think the next 2 years of a Democratic House is going to be all investigations, all subpoenas, and all impeachment. I fully expect this time next year to be right in the throes of impeachment, because I think that's where the Democrats are. And we're seeing every day they're getting more and more extreme, not looking to actually pass legislation, enact policies to benefit the American people. Instead, they're just expressing their visceral rage and hatred of President Trump.
You know, Senator, I wrote an article yesterday which talks about the socialism issue, the socialism angle, and how many socialists, out-and-out avowed socialists on the Democrat side, have announced that they're going to be running for president. I fully believe, and I've felt this way now, I've been doing this job for 45 years, and I have felt this way all those many years, that we have been on this slow trek that way towards socialism, and they're going to try as best they can to drag us across that line in 2020. What are your thoughts about that?
I think that's exactly right, although I don't think it's slow anymore.
Right.
I think the Democratic Party, the election of Donald Trump caused the Democrats, the congressional Democrats, to lose their minds. And so you look at the 2020 presidential race, we're going to see more than 20 Democrats running. It's going to be a crazy crowded field. And they're already falling all over each other, trying to gallop further and further to the left. So they're embracing socialism. They're calling for 70% tax rates. They're embracing late-term abortion right up until the moment of birth, and even shockingly after birth,
right,
calling for abortion then. On immigration, it used to be that Democrats would at least claim they wanted to secure the borders. Not anymore. Now they are openly in support of open borders. In fact, they're saying they want to tear down the border walls we have. And this is where the energy, the passion, the anger in the Democratic Party is. And when it comes to socialism, look, the most telling moment of the State of the Union address just a few weeks ago was when the president said America will never be a socialist country. And half of the Democrats sat with their arms crossed, glaring at him, and refused to applaud for that. They really, each of them, self-identified on that and made very, very clear what they support and what you and I understand, and what we have to do a better job, particularly with young people, explaining, is socialism has been a disaster. It is responsible for the poverty and misery and suffering of billions of people across the globe. And if you care about poverty, if you want people to be able to rise the economic ladder, to be able to achieve the American dream, the greatest avenue for conquering poverty, for achieving prosperity that the world has ever seen, is the American free enterprise system. And for me, my number one task the next 2 years is explaining that and helping win people's hearts and minds, because freedom works and socialism doesn't, and it produces misery and suffering and poverty.
Tell me about your education bill and what you're working on there.
Well, sure. Last week I introduced legislation, did it working hand in hand with the administration, with the Department of Education, and it is a federal tax credit for school choice. And it provides $5 billion a year, or $50 billion over 10 years, so that if individuals or corporations give contributions to a scholarship granting organization, that money is a dollar-for-dollar federal tax credit. Now, it respects federalism. It's not the federal government running this. Each of the states has a choice, number one, whether to opt in. So if a state doesn't want to participate, they don't have to. Number two, the states run it, not the feds. The states run it. So each state can set up their scholarship granting organizations however they like. They can set up whatever system they have. It's simply a federal tax credit to make those dollars available. And there are two tracks. There's number one, the K through 12 track, which would be $5 billion a year of additional resources flowing through for K through 12 school choice. Number two, there's a vocational and apprenticeship track for adults that want to learn a trade, that want to get a job. That also is $5 billion a year. The impact of those would be enormous for the state of Texas in terms of helping, number one, helping kids get a quality education. I think school choice is the civil rights issue of the 21st century. Every kid deserves access to an excellent education, regardless of your race, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your wealth, regardless of your zip code. And nothing can have a greater impact on Texas's future than improving the educational choices and options and prospects for our kids. And then on the workforce side, helping adults get the skills they need to provide for their families. And so both of those I'm excited about because they'd have a tremendous positive impact on the state of Texas.
Everybody support those bills. Make sure you get in touch with the people in Congress right now and tell them to move this forward. Senator Ted Cruz bill on education. Make sure you get this done, and let's show the support that he richly deserves. And I'm going to have Elaine contact your people, and we'll set up that Alamo Lounge event. Senator, thank you as always for your time. I appreciate you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for everything you do, Trey, and I'll see you soon.